Good evening and welcome into a special edition of the Task Force as we get ready for easily one of my favorite days of the year, one of the more important days, if not the most important day of the year for me, where I get to be involved with the incredible Skins and Pins outing that benefits NAMI Metro, the National Alliance of Mental Illness, a charity that means the world to me and so many others. Let me bring in two of the people that make it work. First, Mr. President, the president of NAMI Metro, the incredible, the talented, the unstoppable Leon Judd.
Oh, well, thank you. Good to see you, Dan.
You too. You like that intro?
I got to tell you what, best I've had.
By the way, can we discuss that incredible, what do we call that? It's not a bureau. Whatever is behind you, that cabinet, that is
my library.
Yeah, a high-level cabinet. I feel like it's maybe from, repurposed wood from the 1800s. It looks very expensive. I kind of want to live in it for a day.
Well, you can, but we had it custom put in here, so we turned this room into a library. So it is very, very functional. We love it, and it allows us to do all the work to help Tony.
Oh, and that's for sure. And speaking of Tony, by the way, before we bring in the maestro, the founder of Skins and Pins, the outing from 16 years ago, your wife also incredibly involved, Mary Ellen, and I want to give her a shout out as well. Please send her nothing but all of our love, and let's bring in the maestro. He's got when you try to do not necessarily obvious branding, but sometimes you do really obvious branding, and Tony has like a life-size screwball banner behind him. Tony, that's like double your size.
Bigger than life, but Screwball is a great supporter of the event. They are $1 million sponsor this year, so we had to give them a big shout out. And besides, they pay my paycheck too, so
that also helps. And much more about Screwball coming up, and our good friend Debbie Rabb. I'll tell you this, Tony, you're the founder of Skins and Pins, 16 years. I mean, obviously Leon and Vince, Troya, and Mary Ellen, and so many others have put so much work into it, but I just wanted to start with you, Tony, and first off, this will be my 9th year. I mean, I feel like I'm only 20, so I started when I was 11. That's pretty good. But my 9th year emceeing the event for you guys, which means the world to me. My mom has been involved. My dad will be there on Sunday. My sister has donated. It's just, I'm lucky to do a lot of golf outings for a lot of different causes, and sometimes it's just for fun. And this is just such a well done thing. That's for such an incredibly important cause. And it means the world to me, and I'm extremely grateful to be just a small part of it. It really is something special, Tony, and you started this thing. So what was the reasoning and how did it get going?
Well, thank you, Dan. And I have to say, and I'm first of all glad that you gave credit to some others, because I might have had the idea and I had the drive and I started it. And I had the means, but I involved some good friends right from the beginning. Vince and Lori Toya, my friend Dan McNamara has been there from the beginning. And it's taken a lot of people to help us grow to where we're at today. We now have more volunteers than we had golfers the first year that we put this on. But it's grown to such a great event. It's held over 2 courses right now. And we're close to a sellout this year here, just, while we're still dealing with COVID. It's just amazing. So, there was, like many people, there was a family situation that led me to NAMI. And I found Leanne and Mary Ellen were just great folks helping a lot of other people. So when I was able to, I wanted to give back. And we decided to do it through this golf outing we started. And happy to say, I know Leon will tell you too, that it's like the largest fundraiser for NAMI Metro now, and helps them do a lot more good for a lot of people.
Well, and you're a very humble guy, and so is Leon, and so is Mary Ellen, and Vince, and many others that are involved. But that's what makes this work, and that's what makes, a charity event and a charity itself that helps so many, actual people work, is the humility and the gratitude and the passion and the desire to make, a difference by people like you two. And I did want to mention this. Stay tuned to the show. And by the way, if you missed the actual live broadcast and you're watching a replay, we're not going to close the contest until tomorrow. But we are, Tony and Leon, we're giving away a free foursome to the Golden Fox. It's a $500 value for people that are going to answer a trivia question that I've concocted. It's a tough one, but there's a thing called Google. So everyone will be alive for it. And you'll just have to tweet at me, and I'll give the Twitter out in a little bit, or email if you don't have Twitter. So a free foursome. Leon, I want to get to you, the president. Mr. I have to refer to you as Mr. President. No, you're not like that at all. But you do an incredible job for so many different, in so many different ways. And I know obviously you're very involved in helping Tony with the outing as well. But I just wanted to ask you off the bat here, what does being the president of NAMI Metro mean to you?
Well, obviously it's a mission of passion because this is an all-volunteer organization. I'm a volunteer as well. And we have been connected for well over 20 years with NAMI. We started this particular organization in 2008 and have grown it to be, I think, the largest affiliate in the state of Michigan, covering Oakland, Wayne, and Macomb counties. But being able to help people, especially during this pandemic, I can tell you that our helplines are just kind of blowing off the charts in terms of people in crisis, people who are struggling with a mental health condition, who are isolated during this pandemic. This has affected them significantly. We've had more suicides, as you probably well know from the media, and it's not going away anyway soon. This pandemic is going to last in terms of its effect on people, for a couple of years yet, I'm sure. The experts are saying that. NAMI is being an all-volunteer, we're also all peers. So it's family members who have a loved one with a mental illness, working with family members. And it's individuals who are in recovery themselves from a mental illness, working with other individuals who are struggling at the time. So it's all about education, support, and advocacy. And quite honestly, we couldn't do it without people like Tony and turning this golf outing into the largest fundraiser for NAMI Metro that we can have. We've got some wonderful sponsors. Beaumont, again, this year is the presenting sponsor. And for those people that don't know, Beaumont Behavioral Health is building a hospital in Dearborn that will be open in October. They are also a sponsor this year, a titanium sponsor. So we're very fortunate to have people who are concerned about mental health in the communities and are willing to do something about it by helping us as sponsors for this program.
Beautiful words. By the way, I got to show this. I mean, not only do you help put the outing on and run NAMI Metro and all the great things you do, you also push golf carts when they get stuck, I guess.
Well, it's not when they get stuck. It's when you're stupid enough to drive them beyond where they're supposed to be.
I hadn't seen that picture till today. I wanted to hear the story behind that.
Yeah. Well, before you tell the story, Leon, I got to mention this. So I was at, I'm forgetting, the Orchards about 2 months ago, playing with some friends. And they have those, I think the Golden Fox does too, that, you can only go in certain areas where they lock your cart. So, of course, I'm going down, and I know where to drive a golf cart. I'm not an idiot. I used to be, but my dad taught me how to, respect the game of golf. And I'm finally under a 20 handicap, so I'm really getting up there. But I drove the cart close to a bunker that was near the green. I mean, I wasn't close to the green, but I was driving close down. The bunker was like to the left of the green, maybe 10 yards or so. And I didn't stop in time. And my cart rolled into the bunker. It cut my cart off. It was halfway in. I couldn't move. I couldn't go forward. I couldn't go backwards. Thought they were going to have to tow me out of there. So they ended up calling. I should tell people this because this is the little secret. We had to call the clubhouse, and they unlocked my cart for me. But I was stuck in a bunker. So Leah, you got to explain what happened here.
Well, I wasn't stuck in a bunker. We had gone a little bit too far close to the ravine that's in the back, and so the cart shut off. And at Fox Hills, obviously, if you can get beyond wherever they have the cutoff, it'll start back up again. So fortunately, we had some helpers there to help push this cart out. I have to admit that I probably was driving this cart.
And for everybody golfing, just generally, if you put it in reverse, you can back out to the safe area.
Yes, but when I was stuck in that bunker, I couldn't go forwards or backwards, and it was cool because I was playing with my friend Jeff Rieger, and we always have crazy bets going on, and it was very stressful. So don't do that. Follow the instructions.
Well, I think the important point there was I think I parred that hole.
That is the important part.
You par every hole. As you see all these pictures here, and we're gonna play them throughout the outing or throughout the show tonight, and obviously you'll see them when you come out to hopefully the outing. Is that my dad, by the way? Oh, I thought it was my dad stuck there. I wanted to, before we get back to Tony with some stuff, Leon, you spoke beautifully as you always do, and you mentioned, during this pandemic and the suicides and the depression, and it's things that I've dealt with on various shows that I've done on 97 on the Ticket or personal shows. You were on a great show that we did about addiction and about how many people were struggling with that, even more so during the pandemic when they were cut off from in-person meetings and all that kind of stuff. And it was an honor having you on that show as well. But when you look at the growth of this outing, 16 years now, I know, Tony, as you mentioned, before the pandemic last year, every year you were setting records with how many golfers, and you mentioned now there's more volunteers in the first year. You had as many golfers, which is incredible. It just shows you the growth of this event. But Leon, seeing, and Tony, as you guys are both so humble. He's not going to, sing his own praises, but I want to give you a chance to as well, to see the growth of this thing. And I know you've been very involved in it as well. From year 1 to year 16, that's got to be something that's been really special for you to see.
Yeah, there's no question that, Tony has said it well, and that is our volunteers. We need more and more volunteers every year, it seems like, as this thing grows. But we also get a little smarter each year, I think, too, in terms of figuring out, how to do things a little more efficiently and effectively. The pandemic actually last year gave us some good things to think about in terms of how to change things up as we move forward. And if it wasn't, because we're all volunteer and we don't have any office space, we don't pay salaries, but what we have to do is we put out a newsletter, we do a lot of printed material, a lot of things that go out. We couldn't afford to do any of that. And then plus we have to train people who run support groups, people who do our education programs. So all of that takes finances to do. And quite honestly, this outing that Tony has put together is what really makes that happen. We have a walk and we have some other things, but this is really our key event. And it really does reach a lot of people. It allows us to also reach people who the stigma prevents them from wanting to talk about it. And so at an outing like this, it says it's okay to talk about mental illness, but you can't hardly talk to anybody that isn't affected some way or doesn't know someone who is dealing with a mental health condition.
Yeah, and I know the motto of NAMI Metro is stigma stinks. And I know my sister, who's a social worker, has been involved, my mother, my father, myself, and so many of my friends that, have tried their best to help out, whether it's bidding on an item or, sending money in to donate. It really does touch so many different lives, Tony and Leon. And Tony, I wanted to get back with you on this. This is a great day. It's a lot of fun. We're celebrating, doing something charitable that helps others, and that's great. But what this really is doing is in many ways saving lives and really helping people on the ground. I mentioned, in actuality where it's like, yeah, you can send money in and you can play in a golf outing and win some prizes. And my dad loves bidding on the raffle. He's like, get some red tickets. I want to bid on that with this one and this one. And he loves doing that because, yeah, he wants to win the raffle prize, but it's a great donation that really touches people in the real world. And I'm not trying to say that other charities don't, because we have amazing charities around the world, other things that you and I, and we're all involved in. But this is one of all the experiences that I've had. And I know part of this is my great connection to you two fine gentlemen, but it's also what I've been through in my own personal struggle. If people are seeing me for the first time, I'm over 10 years sober from drugs and alcohol. Have had many issues with that and really try to help others in that as well. And NAMI all kind of ties into that. I really haven't seen many organizations that touch as many so personally on the good side when things are good, but also when things are rough than NAMI Metro does. And I just think that it's so important. Vivek Murthy, who's now the new Surgeon General, he was during Obama, and then he is again now. He said this early on in the pandemic, Tony. He said that, yes, there's maybe going to be an economic recession, but there's going to be a social recession. People not having that contact and people not being near each other and not being able to hug their family members and all that kind of stuff. And that's where something like this that raises money for NAMI, which is, there are so many people that struggle with whether it's mental illness or depression or addiction or whatever it is. This really is an event that translates to saving lives and touching people in the real world. And that's a real special thing, Tony.
Well, thank you, Dan. And, being in the alcohol beverage industry for about 20 years now. I've been fortunate to attend many golf outings tied into my job. And the one thing that I had noticed was there's all kinds of charities benefiting from these outings, but until we started Skins and Pins, I only saw one other event that ever benefited mental illness. And that was even more of a driving force, because I felt like we had the great need, but we had nobody else really doing it, or very few people doing it, I should say, because there were some out there doing it. But that stigma plays a big part of it. But now more and more people are talking about it, and more people are understanding it. And thanks to the work of NAMI Metro and many others, and more celebrities and athletes are coming out and talking about it too. So I just can't thank our sponsors enough, though. If I could give a shout out, we mentioned Beaumont's our presenting sponsor. Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey is our $1 million sponsor this year. But we have so many more sponsors, and I just want to mention some of the major ones here this year. But Magna International, big automotive company. They've been our gift sponsor now for 3 or 4 years. And because of them, we've been able to give a nice little gift to all of our golfers. And we have something nice planned for this year again, too, because of Magna.
Is it a brand new car? A brand new car.
Well, not quite, but as you know, we always offer an opportunity for people to win a 2-year lease on a brand new car.
Oh, yes. I'm getting it.
Regardless of what course you're on, you have that opportunity. You whether you're playing the Golden in the Scramble or the par 3 where it's an individual shootout, there is a hole where you can win a 2-year lease on a brand new car. And it's a Cadillac on the Golden, and a nice new Ford on the par 3. So,
I was just hoping it was a Matchbox. I was just saying a brand new Matchbox car. That's all I'm saying.
No, we have something much better than that. But, beyond Magna, the Stay in Place Social Club, who happens to be the reigning champions, but they've been our champagne sponsor for a number of years. The UAW Local 600 has been our brunch sponsor for a number of years. This year, Tito's is back as our Bloody Mary sponsor. Proximo is in as our closest to the golf bag sponsor this year. Leon mentioned Beaumont Behavioral Health is in as our titanium sponsor this year. And we have so many other great small businesses and organizations that donate and contribute. And even some of the golfers step up to just pay extra to be the silver sponsor or the platinum sponsor to support the cause and the event. Credit Union One is a whole sponsor, as well as a platinum sponsor this year. So it's these sponsors that have really starting to drive us into raising a lot more money for the event and really helping out NAMI. So I have to give them a shout out.
Tony, I'm just surprised that Dan hasn't shown us the trophy that he won last year.
Well, that's coming. That's going to be that is only shown at very special time. I know I have that somewhere.
I have some great pictures of Dan to make sure we got him in here somehow.
There you go.
There we
yes.
go.
And I'm always in the brochure. It's always great. But yeah, not that it was needed to be given to me, but you guys very graciously gave me my own trophy for best MC ever in the universe, which I think everyone knows is true. No, I'll tell you this, and I want to make a quick point, and then I'll get back to that. Tony, you mentioned something really important about celebrities and whether it's media people like myself talking more about it. I mean, you've had a lot of NFL players, Aaron Rodgers recently. Many people come out, and obviously Naomi Osaka, the number 1 ranked women's tennis player in the world, come out about mental issues. And the point that I wanted to hammer home on the piggyback of both you and Leon and things you've said tonight and have said many different times is that it's events like these. It's that athlete coming out and talking about it. It's someone playing in this outing and learning about the cause that not only, kills that stigma, weakens the stigma from people that never would have thought they could have asked for help or were embarrassed about it or didn't know where to go. And that's my whole point about this is one of these things where the more that you guys do with this, like you've done for the 16 years, and the more that NAMI Metro and the other NAMI chapters and different, people that focus on this kind of stuff, get the message out there that it's okay to not be okay. Know that there's people you can reach out to for help. The world's going to be such a better place. And that's why I give you guys such credit, and why I'm so honored to be a part of it, is because this is something that has touched many people in my life. obviously in your lives as well. And the more we destigmatize it, and the more we say, okay, listen, this is happening to a lot more people than you might think it is. And it could be your neighbor, it could be your doctor, it could be your whoever, your son, your daughter, your wife, your sister. That's going to help so many people that maybe would have taken their life, or maybe would have lost their job, or maybe would have turned to drugs, whatever it is. It's going to help save them. And that's why I give you guys such credit, and all the Vince and Mary Ellen and so many others, your wife, Lisa. Let's here, Tony, let's throw the great Lisa up here. What does she do? I think that she is she having a lot of bagels for herself there, or is she handing them out?
She was hosting the breakfast check-in table one of the more recent years there, helping us out. And of course, she's busy working at Comerica Park tonight, but everybody can always see Lisa up in the Champions Club at Comerica Park.
Yes, but back to what I was going to say about mentioning you being the MC for this event. It's something that I take a lot of pride in. You both know how much it means to me to be asked to do it and be involved. And I've been able to talk about this on 97.1 The Ticket, which is a huge audience reach, and obviously all my different social medias. And people will come up to me year in, year out and thank me for what I'm doing, the small part I have. And I say, listen, what I'm doing is nothing compared to what, that's why I always mention you guys when I give my little speech or whatever, that it's Tony, it's Vince, it's Mary Ellen, it's Leon, it's Lisa, it's, the volunteers, it's all these people that make this outing that I'm not just saying this because I played it and hosted or emceed every year. It really is one of the best outings I've ever been a part of. I mean, it might be the best. I mean, I'm not saying other ones are better or yours is not as good. There's just certain things that you just know are put together with such love and care. And you mentioned, Leon, you've learned, how to do certain things better. It's always been great, but every year it does get better, and it's organized, and it's not a long wait time, which I had a friend that played an outing that was 7 hours the other day. I mean, you guys do it such at a high level. And then the brunch is amazing, and the prizes are amazing, and the silent auction where I got to get up there and do my micro machine points. So it's great. And Leon, back to you. It's something where I know this is a year-round thing, and I don't want to say it's obviously it's not a thankless job, because many people thank you, both of you and everyone that's involved with this. But I know that there's a ton of work that goes into this. You mentioned the volunteers, both of you have, but I know it's a calling for you, and I know it might be a lot of work, but I know you love doing it, both you and Tony.
Yeah, if it wasn't for all of the volunteers, we have an all-volunteer board, all of our volunteers who run our support groups. I mean, if it wasn't for them, it would be a whole different story. They all do it because they have a passion and because they have a connection somehow, and it makes a difference. When you have a family member who has life experience talking with another family who is going through a crisis, it's different than talking to a professional. Not saying that the professionals aren't doing the job, but it's different when you're talking to someone who has walked in those shoes. The same with an individual who may be going through a mental health crisis, talking with somebody who has gone through that themselves and are now trained facilitators. I mean, these are the volunteers that make it work. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be able to help lead some of that, but they are the ones. I mean, when we talk about, people on our committee for the Skins and Pins, for example, Joanna, Marilyn, Chris, Cindy, I mean, they are ones that really help get all the work done and make it the event that you just said it was.
Beautifully said. All right, what I want to do here, as we have Tracy Kelly Sky weighing in, look forward to seeing her on Sunday as well. All right, so we've got a foursome to give away, which is so awesome. $500 value to give away a foursome for free. The question involves this guy, so get ready for that. But I also, and we coming right up, I want to talk to Tony about what people can expect. You mentioned some of the things, the $1 million shot and the car lease holes, but we'll talk about that. And if people still want to get involved and play, if they don't win the foursome, if there's still openings for that. But you mentioned, a lot of great sponsors, and one of them is our good friends at Screwball.
Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey, a refreshingly unique taste on the world's most classic spirit. It goes down smooth with a perfectly blended finish. Anything but ordinary, and always lives up to the name. Sure, it sips a little different. And that's just who we are.
Peanut butter.
Screwball Whiskey. The original peanut butter whiskey.
There you go. And not only good friends of, you and Tony and great sponsors of the outing, they're a great sponsor of the task force. So we thank Screwball and our good friend Debbie. And my dad at first was like, peanut butter whiskey. And then he tried. He's like, I love it. And then let me show you this. This is my good friend and often co-host, Lawton Luntz, at his birthday recently up in Grand Rapids. That is all Screwball shots. And he hadn't had it either. And he was, I guess, isn't it one of the most popular liquors in the world right now?
Well, in the U.S., it's just getting out to the world, but in the U.S., it absolutely is. And
America's the best. Who cares about anyone else?
Well, and I have to give a shout out though to Steve and Brittany Yang, the owners and founders of Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. They literally, this is a great American story. They literally invented this in a bar restaurant that they had in Ocean Beach, California. And Steve is a polio survivor. He still walks with a limp due to the polio that he suffered, but he's a polio survivor from Cambodia. And when he came to the U.S., somebody gave him peanut butter, and he fell in love with it. And he kept making all kinds of things with peanut butter. And when he had his bar, he actually made peanut butter whiskey shots, but with whiskey and peanut butter. And his wife, who was a chemist and a lawyer, said, why don't we see if we can bottle this stuff? And that's how this peanut butter whiskey came to be. I mean, it is one of the greatest American stories you'll ever hear. And so it's just phenomenal. But again, I shout out to them, because when I reached out to them and said, hey, can you sponsor us? Steve just wrote the check right away. This is the second year they've been a sponsor. And again, I don't want to go too much into this. We greatly appreciate Screwball, but I wanted to bring up too that the reason we're able to give away this foursome is because we have a sponsor that paid to help sponsor one of our sponsor packages, but they're not sending golfers, and that's why we're able to give away a foursome. So all our sponsors are great. All our sponsors are great.
Who is that sponsor?
Tito's Vodka, actually. Tito's Vodka, our Bloody Mary sponsor, is sponsoring our Bloody Marys, and they don't have golfers this year, so we're giving them away on the show here. So,
well, guess what? My dad is obsessed with Tito's. He has way too many. I'm just kidding. He's fine, but he loves the Tito's, so he'll love to know that. All right, so let's do this. Then I want to get into some of the particulars of the outing. And by the way, if anyone wants any information about the outing, all you got to do is go to skinsandpins.org. There also is a Facebook page. If you do a search for Skins and Pins on that, and we're actually streaming live to that as well right now. But I mentioned we got a trivia question that is open to everybody. It has to do with my man, Colin Morikawa, who, by the way, was just as incredible as it gets. I did pick him to win, but, I picked him a couple other times. I'm not saying I only pick him when he wins, but I did pick him in the PGA when he won. I picked him this time too. And he is just an incredible golfer. His first ever time, guys, playing the Open Championship. So I thought we could have some fun with this, and let me explain how this is going to work. I'm going to throw this up here right now. And like I said, we're going to leave this open until midnight tomorrow, so people have a full day, whether it was watching the show live tonight, or Leon, I know you're going to share it. We're all going to share this show, and you can watch it tomorrow at your leisure. But this is the question. So Morikawa became just the sixth player ever. The Open's been going on for 149 years. He won it in his first try. There's only been six ever. He became the sixth. All you have to do to have a chance to win this free foursome is name two of the other five. There's five. Not Colin. You can't use Colin Morikawa. That'd be cheating. So name two of the other five that have won the Open Championship in their first ever try. I will give you a hint. Not that people don't have Google or anything. Googly moogly. But two of them are incredibly famous golfers. One's a very famous golfer. One, most people probably won't know, but he won it and kind of was a shock that he did. And then one, I had no idea who they were. But all you got to do is name two. And Leon, you'll be happy to know that I quizzed Tony on this earlier, and he got all of them except for one.
Well, all I can do is I'll give them another hint. That of the two, it was not Tony or me.
I'm planning on being number 7, though.
So you're saying it could have been me. It could have been me.
It could have been.
So all you got to do to win this free foursome, it's a $500 value. It's a great day. Tony mentioned the golfer prizes. There's the raffle, the incredible brunch at the Fox Bakewood Facilities, Fox Hills. And if you don't have Twitter, because I know some of you out there, maybe the older people, don't have Twitter, you can email. If you don't have email, I can't help you. I guess you got to come over to my house and tell me the answer. But if you want to enter this, all you got to do is tweet at me at Dan Leach 971. You see it right there on the screen, or email me. There's my email, my personal email. I can't believe I'm giving it out on a show. Whatever, I don't care. This is a good cause, so if people are going to email me wacky stuff, then it's on them. But email the answer or tweet the answer. All you got to do is name 2 of the 5 golfers, aside from Morikawa, who became the 6th, that won the Open Championship in their first try. It's happened 6 times in 149 years, and obviously happened last Sunday, beating out Usti and Jordan Spieth, my man Colin Morikawa. Guys, I know you're both big golfers like I am. He is going to win an absurd amount of majors. That is one of the most talented young kids. I mean, he's under 25 years old that I've ever seen, and he's a joy to watch. His speech was mature behind his years. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to, tackle Tiger and Jack's amount of majors, but he's going to win a lot of majors, a ton. Anybody got a comment on that? I guess not.
I think Tony is right there with him. Right.
Yeah, I think he's
well, I have a couple years to go. I might not be one of the youngest, but I'll be one of the oldest to win.
And he also, by the way, he's won 2 majors in his first 8 attempts. Like he's played 8 majors and he's won 2 in his first 8. I believe he's only the 3rd person to ever do that. So he's just a marvel, this guy. All right. So once again, we throw that up there. There's the info.
Did Tony tell you that Morikawa was going to be at the golf outing?
Yes, he did. He told me he's going to be a little late, though. He's going to miss the 7:30 check. He'll be there by 9, right?
Okay.
So email or tweet 2 of the 5 players aside from Morikawa that won the Open Championship in their first try, and you'll be entered for that chance to win the free foursome of the Golden Fox. So, Tony, I wanted to get with you this. There's obviously so many great things that happen at this outing. I mean, you could go on for an hour about all the cool things that happen, but please let everyone know some of the, cool features that are, involved with the Skins and Pins outing. But also, if they want to get involved, and let's say they're watching the show or they see it on a replay and they say, you know what, I'm open on Sunday. I want to do something cool. I want to support a good cause, and they want to get it either on the par 3 or the Golden Fox. Are there still foursomes left? We'll go. I got it right here. I can throw it up on the screen as far as what it costs. And I know there's a student discount on the par 3. So what do we got going on, Tony?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. So I'll kind of walk through each of them, but we have I think there's one group still available on the Golden Fox. So we're almost sold out, and we have probably about 4 or 5 that we can put on the par 3. But thanks for the kudos on the event. And, it's been my goal every year just to keep adding value so that people come back because they had a great time and hopefully won a lot of prizes. When people get there and check in, we've got a putting contest going on. And last year we gave away $5,000 for somebody that hit a 60-foot putt. That was the first year we gave that prize away, but we'll have that contest going on again. Opportunity to win $5,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was a great to give it away. We've come close to giving away a lot of big prizes, but and then on the par 3 course, it's more of an individual contest. We encourage people to sign up as groups of 4, but it's really an individual contest because there's a closest to the pin prize on every hole. 18 holes of closest to the pin, and of course, in number 18. If you get a hole in one, you win a 2-year lease on a brand new Ford. And there's a couple other holes that have bonuses for hole in ones, like new golf clubs, a flat screen TV, airline tickets. So that's going on throughout the course on the par 3. And then, of course, afterwards, we always put on a great meal and an award program that the one and only Dan Leach will be our guest MC again this year, which we greatly appreciate having you there. And we have silent auction, live auction, raffle prizes. And I mean, we have like 100 raffle prizes. We have 50 silent auction items. We've got 6 or 7 great live auction items. We've got 50-50. We just try to we don't want to try to grab too much money, but we just get enough to make sure everybody's having fun, and we have tons of great prizes. I mean, live auction, we've got 4 great Lions tickets on the 45-yard line that are going to be available. We have Spirit Airline tickets, thanks to Spirit as a donor. A lot of other great prizes.
Mackinac Island.
Mackinac Island, thank you.
Hey, on those line tickets, does it come with a complimentary kneecap? Any chance? Because I'll definitely bid on it now.
No, but it does come with a parking pass.
All right, that's even better.
There you go. On the Golden Fox, we do a scramble. So it's a good, friendly competition for the lowest score for the scramble team. And we're looking for a new champion. We love the stay and play team that's won it 2 or 3 or 4 years. But we love to see that competition.
I got a squad this year. I got the Doc, who, my dad is an incredible golfer for his age. I've got my good friend Dave Rieger, and then I've got my good friend Super Dave, who drove the par 4 last year and got us on putting eagle and won. So we got a chance, but there's some solid golfers, so it's going to be up for grabs on Sunday.
Well, and we've seen you golf, Dan, so we're not too worried.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I don't mind being the weakest on my team as long as I win.
I just learned something. He said it was for the lowest score. I thought you were to get the highest score.
Yeah. There is the highest score.
That's on the par 3, right? We have a trophy for that on the par 3. But also on the Golden Fox, on the scramble, we have a few other contests for fun in between there. Of course, there's a closest to the pin for men and women on there. There's a straightest drive. There's a closest to the golf bag, sponsored by Proximo Spirits this year. Brand new golf bag will be given away for that. There we have Beat the Pro back again for the second year. It was so successful last year. And we have the one and only Allie Greer is returning as our pro. Allie just finished up at Michigan State about a year ago, turned pro, and she has all kinds of records at Michigan State for her play up at Michigan State in the collegiate program.
And she is a Spartan I will cheer for, so you got that going.
She did a great job for us. So those contests, I feel like I'm missing another contest, but again,
Tony, wasn't there a deal for students? Is that still open?
That is on the strategic for the par 3. If we have a student group, we've offered a discount to help the students out a little bit, $300 versus a normal $380. So nice little discount. Cost of golf isn't cheap, but we don't make much money off the golf at all toward the proceeds of the outing. It's really about all the prizes and contests that help us raise money and the sponsorships. So we try to make sure everybody gets a great value. And the meal afterwards, of course, Fox Hills isn't doing their full brunch again this year. They have an award-winning brunch that we've enjoyed for 15 years. Last year, of course, because of COVID, we had a plated meal. This year, we're going to have a modified buffet. So we're going to be kind of in between the plated meal and the full brunch. But I'm sure everybody will enjoy it. It'll be a lot of fun, tons of prizes, and we look forward to having a great day again.
I don't even know what a modified buffet is, but it sounds like something that I want to be a part of. So I'm excited about finding out what that is. And the food is always great there, and the golf is great. The prizes are great. The cause is the most important thing and is the best. You two are saints. I mean, we've gotten comments throughout this whole show of people that are just grateful for what you guys do, and looking forward to seeing everyone there on Sunday. Before we go, I just wanted to do one more time, skinsandpins.org if you want to get involved. I know you guys have. Let me throw this up there. There's all the information's there. I know you guys have your numbers on there if people want to get in touch with you. Maybe there's a late sponsorship that someone wants to, or at least a donation. All the different prices and the times. I know the check-in on the Golden Fox is 7:30, and I believe, what is it, 9 o'clock for the Strategic Fox, Tony?
Yeah, I believe the check-in starts at
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, and they tee off at 10 o'clock. And I have to mention the $1 Million Hole, because there's a qualifier from each course that will get one shot to do a hole-in-one for $1 million. And of course, our great host Dan Leach calls the play-by-play on the $1 Million Hole out there.
A lot of fun.
Recorded. We've had people come close, but we haven't given away $1 million yet. We're looking forward to giving away $1 million one of these days.
Let's do it. And we had our man Joe Jessic last year, who I get to follow. He goes and plays the Michigan Open sometimes. He was in it, and I know that one year we had someone that was about 5 yards, but it's not an easy shot, but it's makeable. I mean, it's about $160, I think, $165 on the 18th. If I'm
Right,
not mistaken.
165, and
yeah, and it is definitely a makeable shot, and it's not like you're making people hit like 220 or something. So I'm telling you, one of these years, and maybe this is the year, maybe we give away $1 million.
And we've been inches away from giving away that 2-year car lease too. So we're looking forward to giving that away too.
Well, another shout out to my own team, which I've stacked with great golfers and people. My good friend Super Day, the guy that can drive the par fours, he was in an outing about a month and a half ago at TPC of Dearborn, and he got a hole in one, and he won a car. So we have a deal that if he wins the $1 million, obviously we're going to donate a bunch of that back to Skids and Pins and NAMI, but we have a whole team deal that we all get a percentage. And I think my percentage is more than his.
Something just dawned on me, Tony, and that is, what if Dan happens to be one of the qualifiers for the $1 million shot?
Yeah, I have to call my own shot. It's possible. It could be me.
Could be.
What? This is gonna. I guess you're gonna have to MC that shot, Leon.
Yeah, is that like when you work for Disney, you can't enter the contest? Like if I'm calling the hole in one, can I not be in it? I mean, you got to let me MC myself. I got to call my own shot. And I'm from the team. It's Dan Leach. Hey, how you doing? Great. They got it. Before we go, any parting shots, Leon? I'll start with you. And once again, let me throw this up there. If you want to get involved and have a chance to get that free foursome for the Golden Fox, all you got to do is either tweet at DanLeach971 or email at sportsedge2@gmail.com the names of 2 of the 5 players, aside from Morikawa, that won the Open Championship with their first try. So that's a great thing. You mentioned it was Tito's Vodka that was able to throw that out there, which is awesome. And then we mentioned our great friend Screwball that are part of the $1 million shot as well. So Leon, parting shots from you, and once again, you two are 2 of the noblest human beings I've ever known. And obviously, we mentioned the others that aren't here, whether it's your wife, Leon Mary Ellen, or Tony's wife, Lisa, or Vince, Troy, who's an amazing human being as well, and the hundreds of volunteers throughout the years that have helped. It's one of the most special days of the year for me, and it touches a lot of lives. So I'm grateful to both of you. And Leon, anything before we get out of here?
I think just to shout out to all the people that have made this really a fun event every year, and every year it gets better and better. And for all those people who have participated over the years, we hope you continue to participate in the event to make it bigger and better. That's Tony's goal, and I think that's a great objective. But it is really a fun day, and we look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday. We just pray for good weather on Sunday.
Guess what? I mean, obviously, weather changes. Weathermen can be wrong 80% of the time and still get a bunch of money. But we're looking great. I mean, little spicy, 88 degrees, but I think we're avoiding the rain on Sunday, so let's keep that going. Right. And that's why it's a good 8:30 tee off. It won't be too hot by the time we finish. Tony, and once again, Leon, thank you for all that you do. You're an incredible president for NAMI Metro, and incredible human being, and you've helped so many. Same with you, Tony. And what do you have before we say goodbye for now until Sunday?
I just want to reiterate a couple things you both just called out, and that's about the people that have been participating. We have so many people that have come back since year one. You mentioned Joe Juzik; his family's been involved since year one. The Brunos or Obleskis, a lot of my brother and sister-in-law. It's all these people. We saw Tracy and her friends. The Lamans have been there since year one. So it's not just the volunteers, the sponsors, but it's the golfers. And we really appreciate everybody that's participated. Every year we have a gentleman, Don Hutton, that brings 4, 5, 6 groups every year onto the par 3. And he's been coming around for probably close to 10 years now. Good friends of Leon. So we appreciate all these people, and we look forward to one day soon selling out both courses and expanding to a 3rd course. Thank you, and thank you, Dan, for everything you do. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like I said, I know it's a labor of love for you too. It is for me as well. It's an honor. I mean, just to be a small part of it, and emceeing obviously is it's a job, but it's not something that is even close to the amount of hours and effort you two put in. And just to know you two and be involved with you and have you in my lives and be able to give back in that way means a lot to me. It really is the best day of the year. and I'm loving them. My dad's been able to play the last couple of years, and my other friends that are coming, and all the great people that you guys know. And you mentioned, I mean, the volunteers, the second you get there, they're smiling, they're excited for you, get you into skins, get you this, get you your bag. It's just phenomenal. We got Jody Lynn weighing in, by the way, saying hi to Leon. Why is she not saying hi to Tony too? Why is Leon? Is he Mr. President? Is he pulling his president card here? And what is OC? What's OCHN?
Oakland Community Health Network.
Awesome. And I mentioned my sister is a social worker and deals with all different age ranges and different kind of issues. And I along with me being personally involved with my own struggles and other friends of mine that have gone through this, I've been touched by this like you two have. And my sister and me have talked many times about just how important it is what you guys are doing, and the whole, she loved the whole stigma stinks motto of yours, because that is really the issue. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more micro issues, of course, but the macro issue, and if people don't know what that means, the big picture is that a lot of people are afraid to talk about mental illness. A lot of people don't know where to go. They think they're alone, and they're not. And there are so many people of all ilks and all walks of life and all ages and all genders that are affected by this. And this is such a special thing you guys put on, that you put so much effort into. And after the day is over, you always just feel so great about what you've done. And it really helped human beings, in an actual way, which I know that's the goal of every charity. And some do it better than others. And your guys is just the best. So once again, thank you for involving me. It's a true honor. No matter what the day of the year is, the outings on, I'm always going to be there. I always find, whatever, if I had to work or whatever, it doesn't matter. This is the priority. And you guys are just two of the nicest and greatest human beings I know. And thanks for what you do. And Sunday's going to be great. I'm going to win the $1 million. I'm going to win a car. I'm going to win 3 skins. And I'm going to do that all while shooting 100. So it's fine.
We hope you do.
Yes. But thank you to everyone that has watched and that will watch this show. And please, if you can, donate skinsandpins.org. If you want to play, Tony, you mentioned about 4 or 5 left on the par 3, 1 left on Golden Fox.
Right. And quick shout out to my daughter, who just popped up from Phoenix, Arizona on your screen there.
Liz. Oh, was that Liz?
No, that was her sister, Lacey.
Oh, Lindsay and Lacey. It sounds like a cop show.
There you go.
How old is it, Lacey?
Hello, Lacey. Can't wait till Sunday. Both of you, thanks so much for everything. Once again, skinsandpins.org. If you want to get involved, their numbers are on there. The trivia contest for that foursome, the free foursome at Golden Fox, is right there. Email or tweet me the answer to that question. We got another comment before we get out of here. Lacey's saying hello. Hello, Lacey. But once again, thanks to both of you. Thanks for everyone for watching and all the people that have donated their time and money and effort to such a great cause. For Mr. President Leon Judd, for the founding member of Skins and Pins, now in its 16th year, the great Tony Mitchell, and everyone else that helps. I know we've mentioned Vince and Mary Ellen and Lisa, and there's so many people. I mean, we could spend an hour just thanking people, but we'll do more of that on Sunday and have a great day. The weather's going to be great, and it should be a lot of fun. So thanks again for watching. Please support the cause. And until next time, it's been a special edition of the Task Force, the Skins and Pins preview, the best day of the year. We'll see you on Sunday. Until then, for Leon Judd and Tony Mitchell, I'm Dan Leach. Believe in the dream.
Thank you, Dan.